So I thought of this idea. There's so much that's going on in the yard, so much that's starting to bloom, so much that we've been doing that you'll see in other videos later on, that I'm not editing all right now, that I thought maybe I'd start doing a week in review. So this would be the week of the Monday the 31st. I'm including the weekend together. Smart, right? Weekend projects. So I'm going to try this out, see how it goes. Some of it is just pictures of the animals and, you know, what's going on in the yard and stuff like that. And some of it will give you a hint into some of the videos coming up that might be coming up soon or might be coming up in the future. So let me know if you like this kind of format. And I was just thinking I could take pictures and kind of just give some joy with some, especially right now with the flowers starting. All right, let me know. Thank you.
The citrus has been blooming, which has been smelling really, really good. And we've also been having lots of bees start to come out and pollinate. And we have citrus fruit. It's awesome. The jumbos in the jumbo aviary have been doing great. We have a new feeder that some of them have figured out. I'm going to do a video on that later. This little girl is peeking out of the sandbox. The Turnix quail also like to dust bathe in the wood chips. Here's a check-in on our garlic. It's doing really, really well. And this other bed has garlic and artichokes that we planted earlier this year. The quince is starting to flower, one of the first flowers in the yard. There's our chickens. They're doing lovely. I did feed them scrambled eggs, scrambled quail eggs, because we had some left over. Our volunteer celery is doing great. Look at that, volunteer. And then there's volunteer beets in our sidewalk crack, which I think is awesome. Nasturtium also volunteer. We have some baby bunnies that we had moved a couple weeks ago into this bunny penthouse. All you can eat buffet and lazing all day. They're doing great. Here we have some purple tree-collared babies that were volunteered in the front yard. And we're back to Ziti's babies in the other part of the baby place. More flowers. These are edible. Who knew that? Carnations are edible. More citrus is ripening. These are not quite ripe yet. Page mandarin. I had to take this through the dragon fruit into the pond. Here's more Ziti's babies in their area. And Miss Ziti is doing good. She lives next door to her babies now. And she should be giving birth maybe later this week, maybe next week. Our chickens are getting ready to lay more eggs. And look who is in the nest box. Tortellini had babies on Saturday. She had 4 and did a really great job putting a whole bunch of fur in the nest. And there they are. She was in labor much of Friday, I believe. There was blood, and she did a really good job. Our desert gold peach tree is the first one to flower in the yard. We're ready to lay eggs. Almost time. Rex has been laying throughout. This is Smilo. And next up is Rexy. She's been laying pretty much through the winter. And this is Oviraptor. Our avocado has buds on it. It's going to flower. Hoping that we're going to get fruit sometime soon. And here are our chickens. In the front yard, we have Yarrow, and Yarrow is Really good plant. Some flowers of the yarrow right now. This is Mr. Parmesan. He's such a sweet boy, and he loves to rub his scent glands on you. He is the daddy to all of our baby bunnies, and he's super lovable. More jumbo quail, so it's a jumbo wild in front and a jumbo Egyptian in the back. This little bunny was cleaning the other one. It's so cute. And this one has had a hard day of sleeping all day. We're working on a manure system for this hutch, and we'll have a video on that later. Potatoes that I forgot to harvest last year are coming up. These are the quail in our second aviary, and they are doing great. We don't have very many in this one. I need to patch up more. They're very pretty though. This is Mama Meatball. So she is quite rotund right now. We're expecting babies any day. We have a nest box in there with her. I'm hoping that she will have a healthy litter. I think it's going to be quite large just based on how round she is. She's pretty round to begin with, but she's pretty round. This is more pictures of the desert gold peach flowers. This is the earliest peach in our yard, and very pretty flowers. Here's a project. Anybody guess what it is? We'll have a video on it later. The citrus, as I said, are developing. This is a tomatillo husk, overwintered. We butchered quail, and then we ate some of them. This is teriyaki. The eggs are doing great, and we put some into the incubator. For this incubator, we took out some of the quail rails, and we only have 5 in there, and it prevents them from breaking the jumbo eggs. These daffodils have been blooming for a little bit, but we have 3 different kinds of daffodils planted. So we're still enjoying this batch. And the second batch right here is starting to bloom, which is really exciting. We're eating in the screening porch. This little guy was looking at me funky. In the back, we have asparagus. Yes, that is asparagus. That is self-sown and is growing on its own and is a volunteer. This aloe plant is one of several that we have a little singed from the frost. This is what saffron looks like once the flower is gone, and it's really, really long and luxurious. Here's the front walk. I have this as a series I'm going to have as things progress. This is a little patch of flax that fell from our plants, and more yarrow. Next up is an eggplant that I've had this 3 years in. It's a white eggplant and it turns yellow when it's ripened. So I am going to save some seeds as this plant was overwintered a couple years now. The apple tree in front, the Anna apple, is starting to bloom, which is exciting. It is an early apple. So this will bloom early, and sometimes we get a second harvest later. And finally, we have this cuteness. These are some of Tortellini and Meatball's babies. An early Valentine's Day cuddle. Super sweet. So let me know if you like this kind of format. I tried to make the pictures a little bit random so it's more interesting to look at instead of just like all bunnies or all quail or all garden. So go ahead and let me know how you like this and or don't like it. That's fine too. And I hope you have a great week.